Isn't it just the most amazing feeling when you listen to someone sing and you get goosebumps all over your arms and maybe even legs? I think this is what music and singing is all about. Conveying that emotion and showing other people that they can feel something and, telling them that they're not alone in their misery or whatever's happening, right? So singing with emotions is so important, and to me is the most important thing in singing. You want to convey emotions and give people the feeling that they are not alone and that they're understood, and giving them those goosebumps, because that's the most amazing feeling ever. So today I would like to give you some tips on how you too can connect to the songs that you're singing and sing them with emotions, so people will also get goosebumps from listening to you. To convey emotions yourself, you have to feel these emotions first. If you don't feel anything while singing the song, then the people who are listening to you won't feel anything either, because there's nothing there, right? It's just, you sound pretty, but the emotions aren't there. So you have to feel them first before you can have other people feel it too. It's kind of like acting. You can act something without any emotions behind it, but you can still say the lines and make all the facial expressions and all that good stuff. So that would be you singing the song beautifully. But if the emotions behind your acting aren't real, then it would be considered bad acting, and no one would buy the story from you, right? And it's the same with singing. We gotta have those emotions behind it, okay? So how can you get connected to your song? Because that's all you have to do at the end of the day. You have to connect to your song. There's a couple things that I would like you to do every time before you even start singing the song to help you connect to the song. There's a couple questions that you should ask yourself when you choose a new song. For example, why did you choose this song? Why does this song speak to you? What is the story of this song? What are the emotions that the story or the song is trying to convey? What is your story to this song? Maybe the story is all about, like country music has great storytelling, like there was a girl and the guy in the truck was like trying to convince the girl to, I don't know, whatever, to fall in love with him. Country music is very visual like that. So that really tells a good story. But maybe your story to the song is different. And that step is very, very, very important. You have to make it personal to you. Some songs might be initially, intended to be a love story between, for a couple, right? But you might interpret this more as like a father-daughter relationship, and that relationship is not good. Or it might be you and your best friend, and that relationship is struggling. Whatever it is, right? Like, it doesn't have to be what the writer intended the song to be. You can make it personal to you, and that step is very, very, very important, because that's when you will start feeling all those emotions, right? So take that extra step, answer those questions, and this is going to sound stupid, but really read the lyrics before you start singing the song to answer those questions, right? You have to know what the song is about to answer these questions. Why did you choose the song? How does it make you feel? What are the emotions in it? What's the story? What's your story to the song? How are you making it personal? You have to read the lyrics before you answer these questions and listen to the song to help you answer those questions, okay? And that step is crucial, and it's only going to take 10 to maximum 20 minutes, and you only have to do it once. right? And that step helps you connect to the song on a much more personal level. Some songs are much easier to connect to than others, and that all depends on your personal experience and your life story, right? Like some songs are easy to connect to for me, but it might not be for you. You prefer other songs. It really doesn't matter. Try some songs that are easier first before you get into other songs that might be a little bit more difficult for you to connect to because it's just a little bit more far-fetched or whatever you want to call it, right? So try out songs that already make you emotional when you listen to them and try to make it then even more personal. Okay, that is so important. And then the next step, once you have that, obviously you want to practice the song, right? So you can sing it beautifully and then add in your emotions. And what's going to help with adding in those emotions after you know the song and after you've been analyzing it and answering all those questions that we just talked about, then you want to use the tool called visualization. And for me, that is so powerful. Visualization basically just means you see the story unfolding in your head, right? So someone who reads a lot of books versus watching TV is probably really good at visualization because you have to see the characters in your head because you can't see them on TV. So that's basically what visualization is. So go into your room or any place you're really familiar with and sit down and close your eyes. And then what you want to do is imagine all the things that are around you, right? You're like, okay, right here in front of me is a dark brown Yamaha piano. It has the logo here, right there, and there's the keys. Behind me is a fake plant and it's green with a dark stem. You want to get really, really, really accurate and like detailed, right? You could say, this is a plant, this is a piano, and then there's a microphone, but get more detailed. What color does it have? How big is it? And maybe even the texture, right? Like if you're saying, oh, over there is my desk. Wonderful. What is on your desk? Your laptop. Great. What color is your laptop? Maybe there's some pens and pencils. What color are those? How many are there? Right? You want to see those things in your head without actually seeing them. That's why you're closing your eyes, right? That is visualization. And then you want to do exactly the same thing with your song. You want to see the story unfold, but you want to be detailed. If it's a romantic relationship, give your partner a name, right? Give him a name or her. And what clothes are they wearing? And maybe where are you, right? Are you out on a field? Are you in a restaurant? If you are in a restaurant, what's the restaurant? What food are you eating, right? Maybe you're having a picnic somewhere. What food are you eating there? Is the food on a blanket or not? What does that blanket look like? You want to get super duper detailed so it basically becomes reality in your head. And that's when it gets really, really, really good. That's when you can start feeling those emotions because it's like you are there. It's like it's happening to you. And that's basically acting, right? I went to acting school too, and it helped me so much. Now, I didn't choose to become like a full-time actress. I really wanted to be a singer. So I didn't pursue that, but man, it helped me connect to my songs. And it took my storytelling, which is what this basically is. Conveying your emotions is storytelling. It took that to the next level. And I just got so much better at telling stories and conveying emotions, right? So visualization is an amazing tool. And I definitely recommend that you give it a try and make it like the story, see the story unfold behind your eyes basically and make it as detailed as possible so it becomes reality, right? Like if you just say, oh, there's my partner, we're in a restaurant and this is what's happening. Great, but that's going to be really hard for you to connect to because it's not detailed. It doesn't feel real. It has to feel real for you to connect to it. Okay, so you want to start in a familiar like place and start picking out the things that, like, close your eyes and start picking out the things that are in your room and try to get as detailed as possible before you move on to something that's not real, right? A story that has never happened, but that you're just kind of like playing in your head. It's much easier when you start with a visualization that's something you're already familiar with. okay? Give that a try. That is gonna help you so much. And then just a couple other things, like try not to be a perfectionist. I'm a perfectionist myself, so it's really difficult for me too. I understand it, but imperfection is beauty. No one is gonna care if you sing that song perfectly and every single note is perfect if you don't connect to it, right? They are listening to you because they want to feel something and feel like they're not alone. Okay, so that perfect riff, it really doesn't matter if you make them feel something. Okay, that's kind of important. And going back to that riff, simplicity is also something that's really beautiful. Don't take away from the storytelling by adding riffs and growls and vibrato and flips and everything into your song, right? And just basically have it be a show-off song, right? There's songs where you're like, okay, I'm just really gonna show off here, and that's totally fine. But when it comes to storytelling, the more you do, the more tools, the more vocal embellishments you add to the song, the more you're gonna take away from the storytelling most of the time, okay? Obviously, it's about taste as well. Whatever you feel fit for it is perfectly fine, but don't feel like you have to overdo it. Try to strip the song naked, basically, and just focus on the storytelling, and then you can start adding little bit of like vocal embellishments here and there, because all of a sudden you'll realize how beautiful the song is in more of like a stripped down version too. Sometimes we kind of overdo it, and I'm guilty of that sometimes too, okay? But yeah, simplicity can be really beautiful, all right? So give this all a try. It's so important that you take those extra 10 to 20 minutes to connect to the song and then see the story unfold in your head. Give it a try. Let me know how it goes in the comments below this video. Give this video a thumbs up if this was at all helpful. If you're gonna cry, let it happen. Okay, it might happen. It just, you want to connect, right? And subscribe, obviously, for more videos like this. And I will see you for the next video, and I can't wait to hear all about your experiences. See you next time.